Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. Today, I want to talk about old foils. So, here are two that I picked up recently, and oh man, gosh, these are so pretty looking. Gets me every time. Bear with me if you stick around for the journey on this channel. You'll see old foils are just something that I really revere. So anyway, why do I have these? Why did I get them? So old foils are really rare. Up until Torment, the pull rate was about 1 in 100 cards. So Urza's Legacy, for example, which Subversion is from, remember that this is the first set foils ever started to appear in. This is the origin of foils. So this is one of the first foil Magic cards ever printed. And this is rare. And by the way, I own this because I loved this card when I was much younger. I thought it was really cool that you could pay mana, put a thing out there, and then it was almost like owning a piece of real estate. Like you just kept getting a dividend. It's like owning a stock or something. It's like you just kept getting dividends. It sat there and just did stuff for me and hurt other people at the same time, which I guess being owning real estate, bad analogy there, hurting people. But anyway, I just love this card. So having a chance to get one in foil, which of course I never ever pulled one in foil when I was younger, something I couldn't pass up. So the pull rate for foils in Urza's Legacy was about 1 in 100 cards. So that meant that, think of it this way, if there were 180 million cards printed in Urza's Legacy, that's a pretty clear historical information. So of the 180 million cards, you have to kind of divide by booster packs. So if you took that and divided it by 15 cards, you get about 12 million booster packs. So if you divide 12 million by the 44 rares that are in the set, and the pull rate of like 1 to 40 for a rare based on the math, then there are only 6,800 Urza's Legacy foils. That's it. Like an Urza's Legacy foil is more rare than an Arabian Nights rare. I've always found that fascinating that, yeah, I know that this isn't a reserved list card, but the fact that it is what it is, and that it is so cheap, this card was $40. It's in pristine shape, and $40 to me for something like this, that was part of my little monthly budget, always set a budget, and I could not pass this up at all. So I think about this all the time. Even I know this is not a reserved list card, but neither are some Arabian Nights rares that have been reprinted in a lot of sets that still sell for, $100 to $200. But these are almost 3 times, a little more than 3 times as rare as those cards. Yet you can get an Urza's Legacy foil for $30. So it's always fascinated me. Is this investable? Is there an investment opportunity there? Again, you know my opinion on that. I just don't view this stuff as an investment first and foremost. I view it as a hobby, as something that you should enjoy owning and collecting and having. The upside of that is that I'm of the belief that this holds its value. This will retain its value, and it offsets the expense of trying to enjoy a hobby. So do I believe that, and this was $16, by the way. This is a pet card of mine. I know that's a little weird. Verdant Succession from Odyssey. I'm pretty sure, I'm blanking here, but pretty sure the same foil pull rate in Odyssey as Urza's Legacy. It started to get a little more common after Torment, which is another old set. But this card I just loved. I'll do a video on some of my favorite kind of pre-modern frame cards at some point. But really rare. I don't know what you think. I think that they're really interesting as like collectible pieces because they are just so rare. Keep in mind that an Arabian Nights rare, just for comparison, there are about 20,700 copies of each Arabian Nights rare. And some rares, I think they were considered U1s, U2s, U3s, that depending on how often they appeared on a sheet. But other what we consider rares today, they're about 31,000 copies. So you've got somewhere between 20 and 30,000 copies each of Arabian Nights rares. And then it ticks up from there to about 62,000, I believe, for some other commons and uncommons. But the rarest Arabian Nights card, like I've said, is 3 times as common as the card I'm holding in my hand here. I think there's something to that that at least makes me feel like this is really collectible. So these are some of the only old rare foils that I own. Right now, there are a ton of very easy ways to go buy a lot of these for what I think is really cheap if you're interested in adding one or two to your collection. That's it. Just thought I'd share something here. One more look. Man, are those cool. I'll probably go and pick up a couple more because, like, I think long term, these are a great store of value and just something really cool and beautiful to add to your collection. All right, cool. Thanks for watching. Thanks for being here, and I'll talk to you soon.